Hello, hello, hello. Hello, can you hear? Hello, hello. Okay, we will wait about 2 minutes and then we will directly get started for today's course. Okay. Hope we can see well and hear my voice clearly. Today's course will get started about within 2 minutes. Yeah, in 2 minutes we will directly get started. So please check your signal. Is it clear to receive my voice and is it clear for you to see my screen? So hello everyone, welcome to the class and this is Jackie speaking. Yeah. And today we're going to talk about this topic, okay, advanced design tools in Coohom, especially we today will focus on the finishings and then we will try to help you to bring with some of the constructions and also some of the uh, design skills or even the basic logic. And also, I hope that you can find some of the solutions. Okay, so this is my personal file. Hope you can see that. And then we will share more information about our tools. And I hope also to have more communicate with you guys with some of the design cases or even more challenging, challengeable constructions or components. Okay, and actually for today, you can see we have in total two topics. First is for the finishing design. We will try to have some challenges regarding some of the scenarios, some of the finishes that maybe before you feel like it's really hard to create. But also today we have a very special topic. It's about some pavings, especially in the finishing industry, like the tiles or even some special cutting plates. Yeah, we do have some paving requirements that is not so familiar, or let's say with some different changes, like irregulars. The rules. So how can we settle with them? So today, actually, we will use a kind of editor. It's called a parametric paving editor. Yeah, we can use some of its functions to help us to bring with a better quality with the specific rules to pave with a certain area. And of course, due to the time, maybe today we will talk a few basic, okay, the skills, but I think it's quite enough for you to have the ability to take more challenges about, especially for the tile pavings. So, and today, I think we directly go to the skills and the logic map is fine. So as you can see here, first we have our basic. This is for all user basic logic map. You can see floor decor render. And for those challenging here, we will still focus here with the finishing, like doors and windows, ceiling, walls, floor editor. And also we will talk about with even sometimes with the custom modeling. Today we will talk about it. And with some of the skills related to material and component, this part I believe for your side, you will also have a chance to take a trial in here. Okay, so this is the basic logic map. And also talking about some of these, you will see, yeah, we have this kind of steps. I'm not sure if you ever tried that before or you ever had our related lessons. So in total, we do have that different steps, right, to fulfill some of the special ceilings. Okay, with different steps, you see, draw some extrusion, draw the edge and set the extrusion. If you want to set some lines, borders, and even with the light strip, and then you can have some kind of a section edit and then corner line if you want. Yeah, with some changes here today, I will show you. And then we turn to some duplicate lines. Once you finish that, we turn the duplicate and then click to transfer, right? So these are some of the basic things. And finally, for the aluminum product, it's easy. You just need to put it. So these are basic for the ceiling. And also it share with the same logic to ceiling, even to walls, okay? To walls and floors. So from the very beginning, I won't take too much time, and even I think I don't have to show you, right? I believe you know what is it. And also some of the light strips, maybe you will find it hard to first to draw, but actually if you can try the offset, the function, you can also soon have some of the shape and then cut the edges with the lines to draw. So this will be easier for you. And paving, that's easy part. So just leave like that. Flat sealing is the extremely easy thing in our tool. So you don't have to pay much attention or spare too much effort. It's kind of easy thing, right? You just need to set extrusion and it's fine. And sometimes if you talk about some more changings, this will be with the extrusion. So that's why actually overall, when you talk about some of the constructions, we frequently use the previous two steps. First is to draw the boundary. Every time anything you want, please remember we do have like the boundaries, right? And the second, using the extrusion to settle. So that's the reason why actually from very beginning, we have that logic. You can try with this kind of constructions, even using like offset to create a difference. See the offset and then set the extrusion. Just pay attention about this. I believe you know that, right? You have some previous experience using that. If not, just you can try. And also, sometimes you will see some of the light strips. I believe for light strip for you is easy, but sometimes you might have happen to see a kind of a new decors maybe on your side. Like let's say we have something called an embed. So this time is very special. Okay, this is the first skill or first tricky way to provide to you today. That is when you click the boundary, okay, the boundary here, and then you already settled the extrusion. Yeah, previous thing we talked about the logic is to, for example, let me show you. Okay, the previous thing maybe it's like you draw the edges extrusion and then set the light strip. But in light strip, sometimes you just need to directly click that, okay, to get the external, but you can check without the light through. Yeah, you can have, okay, you can have some of the light strip or with or without, okay. So once you click the intended land belt, so this is different, right? because before we talked about external and the internal, the difference. But here, once you click the intent label, sometimes you can see we have another option that is that with light strip embed, but it's not with not with the light, which means you can directly have the LED light here, and even you see session edit this time changing to a certain position. Okay, and done. What we will have will be like this. Okay. Actually, we can have a kind of a LED embed light, and also the same logic with using the duplicate to the certain area or the certain border like this. So this will be some of the changes. Okay, and also, for example, using this kind of a function, this is easy. You just need to draw out the different boundaries and then set the extrusion. Okay. Sometimes if it is connect, don't draw any gaps. Okay. Just directly touching to the boundary, and then also settle with the different LED lights. Okay. And also talking about the difference. Here, I also have some more suggestions for you. Okay, I just roughly drawing something. If you can hope that if you can understand. So, for example, if you really want to show a better view of the light, okay, my suggestion here, yield better. Okay, yield better using the session edit to change the position of the light. You know, maybe before when we talked about the light strip on the ceiling or even on the walls. So what you do, just stay all like these changes, stay the default setting. But actually, if you really want a better viewing, my suggestion, click this light strip and you can pull up to the position near the top of the light through, which means actually when you want to go with the certain light, you see the light up area will be like this. See, it will contain the really fluent the fluent reduction of the light strength until suddenly reach the level, the horizontal level, and then it will just disappear. Yeah. If it is not that case, if it is not that case, when you put like this, even lower, and it will turn to really, really, okay, in normal and really with a sudden, the decreasing will be a kind of sudden. And then you have the boundary. Suddenly you will have the boundary of the bright side and the dark side. So which will be really looking not so good. So that's why actually I suggest you put out a bit and even here, move here. Okay, some really small but really nice 3/8. Okay, the trigger skills. So just pay attention about that. And some of this you see actually is related to our corner lines. And also there will be a kind of different logic. Okay, if you feel like we want to have this kind of a really smooth chamfer, okay, for example, if you really want that smooth chamfer, first, of course, you gotta have that lamp bell. Just pay attention since we already selected intent. So in this certain area, ceiling area, you can only use one kind of it. Okay, you can't use two kinds. And also click, okay, in the session edit. Just pay attention here. We can put some corner lines. Of course, the color modeling, what you need to do is just to select, okay, select the kind of, okay, argo the wall panel, but it's actually not the wall panel. It's just the arch. You just need to click and put, and that's all. Yeah, it's really easy. and then you can use the duplicate. But here, a kind of a trap is that if you really want to use the chamfer, I know some of you know that you have the chamfer function, but if you really try to using the kind of a session, the second corner line here, for example, let's put some decor as well. Okay, this one is very thin. Yeah, click horizon. Okay, let's say we have this kind of a border, but once you duplicate that and then you use the chamfer, see, can you see that? Actually, actually this would just directly to go with it. Okay, do go with the chamfer, but just pay attention about this one. Okay, frequently I saw some of the users, they just directly go with a very big one, and then it's looking really not that, okay, a talent. So you see, really, really big one actually is not so good. Most of the time, my suggestion with around 200 or 300, it's fine. Don't get too much. Just pay attention about this. So this is some of the using of relating to the constructions. Yeah, and it is well frequently can be seen nowadays modern style and modern simplified because everyone actually sometimes wanted to be relaxable and not that sharp. You know, the design with the lines, the borders don't bring too much the sharp design. So you can directly using some of this chamfer, the smooth arc, the curved lines. It will be better for your design. And also similar function can be seen actually in our design case similar like this. Sometimes you might feel like, okay, it's really hard to do, but actually if you know how to use like the pointed chamfer, okay, I just show you with some of the certain places, that will be extremely easy. So you just need, what you need is just to, also, to give the certain, okay, with the certain chamfer, it's not related to every side of the wall. What you need to do is just holding down your shift button and using the chamfer, and it's fine. Okay, and click chamfer. See, now it's going here. This time you can make it better. Let's say 650, similar like this one, and then set with the extrusion. Yeah, and it's done. Then you can double click. Of course, you can't just click and set the for example, the lamp bell and then to duplicate because nothing here. So you don't have to do that. And then you can duplicate with the certain lines. Okay, just be patient to do that. And then if you want to use some more decor, let's say we got some wallpaper or paintings. Yeah, just click and put. Okay, just click and put. It's nothing much. And our latest release function, the function update, it already helps you to cover this area, this boundary. So actually the tool will be easier for using. But also there's another tiny detail for you. Okay. So let's say what will happen if I really if I really don't have any decor, for example, like this one. I don't have any decor of the side wall. It's open area, but I don't want it. I don't want it to be my design. I don't want this one to the corner to be seen directly like this, right? It's not so good. So how can we do that? And this kind of thing, you just need to directly click the boundary and then using this breakpoint, you can use this split. Now we have two boundary and just pay attention, try to click that dot, this one, let's say giving 10. Okay, just 10, okay, everything, and then duplicate. Duplicate to the boundary and try to let this face turn back. And you can have this proper filled up like the end panel, you see. So this would help, okay? And also what if we really want, let's say here we already have the paintings, but this side is it available for us to put different elements or to put a continual paving? Actually, yes. So the easier way is to use add to favorite. Once you click that, you can add to favorite and then try to see if, okay, if there will be another same saving in the elevation. You see in elevation, this is the last you select and then put. So that would be better to have it. Or if you want more to put that, but that top is very small, you can just ignore. Yeah. But sometimes you really have some more requirements. For example, for the, let's say, marble. Hope I can have that in here. Stone, marble, unique one. Or for example, I want to make it continue. I want this, okay, the surface can be continued. So how can we do that? This time, okay, try not to use the wall editor because now it's moreover than one surface. You have two or more continuous surface. So you need to use the tool for help. That's the material and component. Yeah, you can take this kind of a tool as the additional tools to help you. So the easiest way, double click. Yeah, every time I saw some of the users, they really don't know this. They just say, okay, I don't have like the contact faces. Maybe previously I know that, but I don't have here. So how can I use? Actually, the easy thing is one more click on your left mouse button, and you can have this connect faces, and then confirm. See, they are all continuous. Okay, you can have more related surface continually as well. Yeah, so this is some really helpful function. And also, why we call this kind of a tool as the finishes 2.0 is because it can exceed the only one surface. Still here we have the AD paving. Still here we have floor, we have wall. This because already have that editing. So you have the wall editor but no edit paving. But if you really want to have more related to the multi-faces, this will be really helpful. And even turning out here at the paving, you can also have more surface. See, you have different surface, and here they are all connected. And even you can change about the paving methods. Sometimes maybe starting points here. Yeah, sometimes if you really happen to want to see some center lines, see, they are all connected. So this is the edit paving. And also some of the using functions is really helpful. Okay. So for this rest part, I don't think you have more because this is very easy for the basic. Yeah, this is something related to our basic tool. Yeah, just something here. Yeah, some of you already asked before, so I just uh, to show you this. Okay, so continually, is it good for you? Yeah. If you have any questions or you want to ask, you can leave me with that message or in the chat box or in your comment, and then I can try if I can see your requirement, for example, which you specifically want to see, and if I can do it, I can help you to rebuild or just analyzing. Sometimes, the logic is the prior thing. You need to have more analyzing and practice and know it. And of course, I have another big logic map to help you, okay, helping you to understand more certain details. Okay, it's okay. If I will continue. Okay, so here, talked about some of the basic on the ceiling, on the floor. We can continue with this. Yeah, this is on the walls. You see, actually, we do have some of the uh, different material combinations. Okay, and of course, you can use the basic thing you can use is a wall editor, but some more maybe exceed your demand is like this. Yeah, that's why what you need is to directly to draw out. My suggestion also lies around the construction drawings, like the material component to drawing out. Some may relate it to the uh, construction component. For example, like this. Before that, this kind of a scenario we frequently use the drawing edges and then set the extrusions, right? But nowadays, our suggestion is not to settle the different ranges and the drawings. This kind of thing, okay, related onto the walls, you can directly use the floor plan, okay, using the niche. This niche is really occupying, okay, this niche is really occupy your uh your thickness of the wall. Just 1 minute. Let me do the refreshing. You see here? Yeah. Actually, this will be, see, this niche is really occupied the thickness of the wall. So just pay attention about it, and then once you want to use that, click and drag is the best. Okay, also you can settle with the different numbers and also with the positions, lines, changing the status. Yeah, this will be the hole on the wall, and then you can try to. This is the distance from ground, height, 200, and then go paving. And also for our elements, once you put that, it's still occupied, and then you don't have to worry about the element because, for example, we go with the paving. Once you click and put, it's fully covered. So kind of easy thing. It's much easier than those editing to set the extrusion and then to put the elements. No, it's much easier than that. Yeah, so just pay attention about it. Of course, if you want, you can turn back to the wall editor and then settle with the certain surface and then also the element. And also there would be a kind of decors like this one. That's some color borders between the zones. Yeah, but if you can see some different things shows with the corner moldings. Yeah, actually the corner molding, even for the sculpture, the corner you see here, it's also can be covered with the elements. So what you need to do is just okay, like a gypsy, and what you need to do is just to draw throughout the element. They also show you with that. If you can't find the access for the walls, don't worry. You can borrow from the floor, and then you can turn using this navigator window, directly turn to the surface, and sometimes drawing this, okay, for example, different areas. And then, of course, we already have some of the setting on the ceiling, so this one occupied. You can use the straight line directly to cut, for example. See. And now, if you want, for the wall decor, easy to use some paving using that. And click and put. Yeah. So let's say we have, for example, these different pavings. Okay. So if you wanted them to change, for example, change with the different areas. Now ridges has been separated, but here, if you want, you can have the, the moldings. That's the decorated molding. And what you need to do is to click and put. Click and put. Maybe here is not so obvious, but this one change. Same here. All what you need to do is click duplicate as well. But this might not be what we want. So holding down control button in our system, control button means single selections. And then now it's combined. And also click center them, right? And then the most important things here, okay, don't you think that actually we have just have only one brush? No, we also have like the molding brush, and this molding brush will allows us to pass, okay, pass the entire element from the wall to the 3D molding. And just pay attention, once you pave that, you will find also here, once you click, it only contains, seems like the default settings only contains one kind of the color. But actually that's not the truth, because just now we talked about the control button. Now, still using the molding brush, okay, we use this color to holding down control and click and click. See how it goes. Same here. Same here. Yeah, using the color to control. So now it goes. See, maybe from the 2D view, nothing here, but once you see, actually we got these boundaries. Okay. And for the rest, for example, if you want to have like the, let's say we have some elements. Okay, change some. Yeah, some decors like this. Okay, those default setting relies on the ceiling, but if you want to use, you can still borrow them, okay, from the ceiling to the wall. Just changing with the direction, right? And what if you want to do, for example, to put in the 2D, check about the status, and move in 3D elevation, directly move and put distance, and also here, if you want, you see, actually I am using my mouse wheel to roll up, roll down to give a very precise adjustment. Yeah. Sometimes, of course, maybe you feel like, okay, so can I just directly see all the detail because here some parts missing? Yeah. Two things. If you want, you can scale with the thickness, or click to wall editor. You can break that point and then leave the gap. So that will also be a kind of a solution. And finally, don't forget to brush material, turn to the, you can change with the same material. And then you can form out this scenario. Okay, so that's some easy thing. But now we can try more for the step. For example, yeah, using steel here, the tiles and walls and floors. Actually, these kind of decors, we strongly suggest that you know the paving editing. Yeah, and then you can try. And also for kind of this scenario, just still mainly focus on the tiles. For the tile industry, it is quite necessary. So what you need to do is just first to draw the boundary and then settle with the extrusion. Okay, after you finish the paving, you may have to handle with the cuttings. Yeah, and the basic, okay, the basic thing is just like this. Raw editor. Yeah, I won't show all of the detail. I just show you the logic, and I believe you know what it is actually. Set this basic extrusion, and then here, when you turn, to that paving, okay, once if you really want to put, let's say we use it now is the enterprise, it's the public library. Yeah, for the tiles, when you put that, the element, you can see this is the paving. Okay, this is the paving. If tile paving, once you click, it's fully covered. Okay, free paving is just only one piece of them. And then you can see actually we now can control with the certain size. And also don't forget we have the different cuttings, the processings. So for example, you get a slot cutting. So that's how we do it actually. For example, 100. So the lines. So this is for the cutting lines, and then horizontal. So that's for the certain detail. If you want, you can also control them with a different gap. And even this time, some of you might not know. Actually, we can click. Yeah, we can click to adjust. Yeah, to adjust the single, the precise faces. So just pay attention about the different changes. This is the slot, and even the color, you see the grouping color, you can change, and finally you can have that result. So this is what paving. And also, and don't forget the tile walls. Okay, draw areas, then pave. This is the easiest. And some of the settings it will become our last topic today. We will tell you how to write some of the basic formula to control these positions. Yeah, changing them either as the duplicate or as some preference of your demand using the paving. Yeah. And also for the tile walls, I think it's kind of only the function, literally just the function, kind of easy. Once you just click, yeah. When you turn to the paving, you have it, right? The rail molding, and then what you need is to just put the elements between that. And once you want to use this kind of function, don't forget actually changing you already have the parameterized thinking. We do have like the control. We can change about the ground, changing the positions, and the bottom breaks. So just pay attention about that. You can have all the controllings. Okay. So don't forget here, we can directly control. You don't have to type in numbers. Directly using this is fine. So this will be easy for us once you know how to do it. And of course, you don't have to draw. Okay. And also for the multi-phase connection, yet just few minutes before we talk about the phase connecting, the same logic. You can continue with that. And also once continue, even you can using the drawings in paving. Yeah, in other paving, you can also have the drawing to break them. Yeah, you can to break them and then to pave with different elements. So that's also some of the uh, ways that we can use. Okay, so don't forget about the function. We can add it together. And even for this kind of a scenario, that will be more challenging. So tile walls with the LED strip, the light strip like this. Yeah. And this kind of decors, I believe, in your side, you may have the question about this or even this. That would be different, two different things to control the IES, to control the aluminum product. Okay, one of this is the IES, this kind of a scenario using the IES or the aluminum material. But this, okay, this actually we directly use the functions enough. For example, using the floor editor. Yeah, I just roughly show you that using one of the floors. You see, actually we have the linear light. Yeah, what you need to have, for example, this is also a kind of a function, but not much of our users know. So I just give you the sample. Let's say we have some uh, bathrooms. Yeah, the let's see, the I want to select the proper one to show you is the standard. Okay, let's say here we got one, we got two. Okay, so maybe for your side, for some of the drawing, it's hard, right? But actually, when you turn to floor editor, don't forget we have the little eyeball, and you can't see directly here because this only stay focused on the floor editing. So you can use the small eyeball, yeah, to activate the flow model, and now you can see. By the way, if you have the CAD file, you can just directly click that. And then what you need to do is use the rectangle, sorry, you use the linear light. For example, just drawing, the drawing follows, okay, follow your boundary. It's enough. So if you really want, using the reference line to help you is also another solution, useful solution. And what you need to do is just to draw. Okay, drawing out with the lines. It's the auto select. Yeah, holding down shift button, you can activate that orthogonal. And just click the line. You see we can have the embed and the brightness settings, color as well. And also don't forget the width. Thickness is nothing related directly to your render or basic decor. It's nothing related there. So you can settle this, let's say 20 width, or you just need to duplicate. Okay, click the line, duplicate, and then check about the status. Actually, in here, we can directly have that. So this is embed. Okay, this is embed. For some more like this, okay, that will strongly related to our construction drawings. This will be the same. This is the same. And this even you just need to use the light strip on the floor, right? Set the extrusion instead of the same logic. These two, same logic. Here, same logic. But this one, it will be a kind of a challenge. Do you want me to show you? Uh, this one, do you want to see that? I think I think it's a kind of challenge, right? From the very beginning, you might think, okay, it's hard. Of course, I can previous beforehand I can tell you that actually this kind of like the door frame, you can directly select from our construction doors. Yeah, the decor doors. Yeah, you can select the similar, but if you really want to draw out, actually it's not that hard. Okay, so first, still let me show you this by using a kind of room. Uh, Let me show you with this. Okay, I changed it to a bathroom. Let's say here, if we have the straight wall, this time 200, okay, 200. And then you might have this area to settle as this kind of drawings. And what you need to do is to put a door opening, click and put. Yeah, first you need to the place, leave a place for the construction. And then the width settled, height, maybe let's say 2,500. Yeah. And from the very beginning, don't, don't ever try to use the arch. Arch is feeling like this one. And even this time, if you control, let's say 300, still there will be a really big curve. It's nothing related to what we want. So normally rectangle is fine. Okay. And then I will show you how to do it. For the inner, you just need to put the element, or if you want, you can just follow the same logic. But I just need to show you with this kind of construction. So using material and component, yeah, using this tool is enough actually. And what you can see here, still we use the rectangle to draw out with the outer frame. Okay, good. And first, we just need to have a kind of a curving, the curving boundary, the curve. This two, and this basic shape, but with also the curving. So first, of course you need to have a total entire shape, and then you can duplicate. Just pay attention to duplicate. Click the boundary or click the endpoint, and settle exactly with the same direction to a new point. Okay. and later we will use them. So we draw something in here, for example, with the chamfer. Yeah, if you want to have a really precise position, you can also use the rectangle. Let's say we draw some of the element. If it is hard to do it, click 2D for your drawing. So click 2D and then draw out the shape. For example, this area. Yeah. If you want to draw really precise, start at the endpoint. And here we got the length and the width. Let's say length about 600 and width 950. That will be your uh, maybe your preference, and then you just need to delete. Yeah. Why you need to delete is because actually here you need to have the gap. You need to avoid avoid the element. And sometimes if you really want, you can also using this endpoint to do the adjustment. Click the boundary. Sometimes, okay, continue. You can settle with the endpoint. And also, for example, here, chamfer. Using chamfer, but using chamfer, you don't have to put every effort. That click to chamfer, get the chamfer. Sometimes it will look like this. Okay, and maybe you don't want this corner to be chamfered. So here this is 90 degree, but this, this, they are all chamfered. We have one, two, okay, in total two. So don't don't want to be a quick path. Don't use this, okay? It will change to some other irregular shape. So holding down Shift button, try to select and give the chamfer, let's say 150. Okay, this is the 19 degree, sharp corner, sharp corner. This one, continue, click, click, and 150. Okay, try to remain with the same or the similar uh, steps or the size, 300. Click, click, cancel, 300 is the ratio. And now what you need to do is duplicate. Okay, duplicate from this endpoint to the endpoint. And now delete that use this part. You can actually have that entire shape. Of course, if you want, you can leave a tiny gap there, it's fine. And then draw the fingers. I think here is 250, 240. Yeah, the same here, 240, 240. And also let's get it precise with the, actually after you finish all the drawing of the curved surface, you can directly turn all these standard surface back. And then what you need to do is to click. Okay, by the way, before that, I think I have another surface to handle. Yeah, we have a decorative surface. So doing like this will help you. For example, using the reference line, 80, 80 is too big. Let's say we got a 50. Yeah. Try to get more obvious result for you. And also continue with the guideline to click and to borrow. And 50, 50 as well. Just put your mouse on the line and then you can have the result. Okay, so delete the duplicate line. And now using one of our uh, functions called the loft. Holding down Shift button, multi-select those lines, okay, those lines that you would like to have continue as the path of using this surface to go over it. And now you can have the proper section. I just draw with a very thick, okay, very thick functions. So after the holding down shift button, double click immediately with them up. So now you can use the mapping. Use the material metal, or with the backboard. It's different mappings as well. Drag and put, because you group them out, it's already have the mappings, and then it's done. Of course, for the rest, pay with the different color paintings. And also for the light strip, turn back to the light strip. If you want, click here. Remember connect faces, right? You can connect that faces with the aided paving, and now you see an entire long range. And then what you need to do is to draw. Yeah, the thickness will be very thin, but you can draw a big one. 20. Okay. Of course, you can move. Yeah, if I really want to make it really precise with the center moving, you can click, turn to for sorry, turn to 30, and then turn back to 20. Now it's especially on the center. And then what you need to have is to give some of the paintings. Yeah, you can directly searching for the luminous light. If it is not there, it's still fine. You can directly to have, okay, you can directly have some of the elements to put, for example, some of the luminous product, the pavings with the lights. And also, if you don't have that, my suggestion, my suggestion is directly you can create some of the material. Yeah, create some of the material to put as the element, the light element. Even if you know how to use the, for example, the custom light, yeah, the real-time custom light, you can directly give the kind of luminous product or different pavings, and then you can go with the same logic to change the material into luminous product that it will give with the light. Yeah. So just pay attention about the logic. You just need to set them with the different materials, and then you just continue with the paving, and it's fine. Okay. So this is the frequently it is the way, and let me show you that if I put different elements here. Let's say we just roughly put one. Okay, and now it will change. Dot material Mm, nothing. Even if you can't find it, let's try some of the function here. And you can use your workspace, for example, to uh, enterprise or personal is fine. And then you can create, for example, let's use the personal. Maybe some of you don't have the enterprise, the texture, upload, using this real-time material. And we got this darkly, the luminous body. And then you can change in the color, for example, to the warm yellow, luminous energy. Yeah, just darkly to check. Don't bring too high because it will turn to very, really light, okay, light color. So after that, save by the LED lumen. Size remain the same, but this render catalog, okay, in order to let you can use this in various catalog in different render, you can select the furnishing. Yeah, just pay attention. You want to use in all the catalog, you can select the last one, furnishing, and then save. Okay, and then you can see later here because in the time later you can have some have some product, let's say like this. You can click and then to put in the certain positions, or you can click to the edit paving and give a proper light. Okay. Yeah, here. See. Now once I click and put, and it will turn. Let's just give it time because maybe due to the, yeah, see, and it's fine. Just pay attention about this user. Okay. For the rest part, I don't think it was too much time to know how it is. And also here, it's the same logic. You just need to continue the surface and then give the LED lights, right? And about the niche just now we talked about, if you really want to settle, you can change the number of different faces. And even for this, you just need to use some models that way to put it in. Yeah. And moreover, for the position, you see, you see the different surface to connect. Actually, nowadays we do have the kind of tool. Let me show you. I just roughly put some ceramic here. For example, paving, it's easy. But if you can, okay, if you can settle the controlling of the different position, different gap, you can use this function and align in multi-planes. So just click the correct position and then give a proper starting point and end point. You see all the surface connected. Okay. Sorry, it's not surface. All the sides connected and the gap continually. See, I'll do it again using this. Okay. Align tiles. especially for tiles industry. Yeah, even if you, for example, I just put in the here, run, okay, continue click, confirm, put it hard, still connect. See, so remember this, okay? In multi-phases, it's really helpful in material and component, okay? And actually, if you want to talk about more related to the advanced using, I suggest that you can use this function. It's called borrowing, okay? Borrowing from walls. Some construction, borrowing from walls. Some construction, borrowing from the column. For example, sometimes you see the chamfer on the wall. Actually, it might not be the walls. Sometimes it may be just part of the uh, floors. Just set the extrusion. The same for the logic here. Yeah. So if you want, I can show you the very basic, okay? Very basic. Yeah. Okay. If you want to see some of the construction, it's not on directly on the ceiling, it's on the wall editor. Yeah. The easy is the way is to draw, let's say, drawing first, different positions, or different levitation of the ceiling. This is on wall editor, okay? And then if you want, you can start to change by using the curve line. Put your mouse here at the midpoint and try to move your mouse to touching the boundary. Okay, this will be too big. Just need to put nearer the endpoint. Okay, near the endpoint, but don't just make it snapped it, and then continue drawing. Okay, this time when you go drawing, just don't get too big. Okay, on the one hand, you look here. On the other hand, you need to put this. Okay, just make it very smooth. When you see a very precise smooth angle, just click. And now you delete all the useless lines. You can have an S shape. Okay. If you want, you can continue with the drawing. For example, if you feel like okay, it's uh, not so fluent, you can redraw. Okay, to make it longer range, and then until you reach to a very smooth transfer point. So like this one, and this one. Of course, some of the boundaries try to avoid like this one, and then finally settle. You can set with the certain extrusion. For example, in this room, I jump to the floor, 3,586. Set the extrusion here. Set this area's extrusion. And then you can check about the status. Is it fluent enough? And of course, if you want to put the elements, put the pavings or the cuttings, you can directly go to the you can go to the extrusion, or you can go to the material and component to just pave. Yeah, because they are all the connected surface. See, double click, connected, connected. Just pay attention about the gap. After that, for example, sometimes you put the wood. Just click and put. So it will be it will be the final result that continually with the certain surface. Okay, similar logic on the floor editor, changing it, but actually some of the corners, okay, of the room. Uh, Let me show you some special point. For example, if you really want a chamfer here, or want a kind of chamfer, you can just, okay, just to uh, change, for example, change, leave the gap, and also you have this column, okay, first still we make it on purpose to leave a gap, and then use the column this time, use the circle, or use the shape. Most of the time use the shape model, a shape column. First, of course, draw them back, but the second is use the fillet. And now you see, okay. And for ceiling, of course, for ceiling you've got to repair 300, make that thing smooth. Okay, so this is how we do it. See that chamfer. Okay, so they are all exactly the same logic, borrowing. And just this time, sometimes uh, borrow from the ceiling, from walls. Even you see here, actually this is also the very standard borrowing from the ceiling. Okay, you just need to draw the section face and set the extrusion, and finally don't forget to pay. But if you want to save more time, or you just want a really roughly drawing, you can also use the material component, still draw the section face, and the push and pull is also the logic. So actually for you using, you have so many different choices, right? Actually here, the key is the soul to advanced finishing thinking. First, if the construction entirely belongs to the same phase, everything you can do, you can draw, you can set only 19-degree extrusion or push and pull, okay, in the vertical direction. You can only, okay, you can just stay in floor, ceiling, wall editor. That's the previous thing we learned. And if you want to have some more, for example, different changing the curve faces, and just think about in the different directions. Let's say borrowing. You can borrow, for example, borrow the ceiling construction from walls, but also you can borrow, for example, the column from the floor. Yeah, sometimes you can just now try that. You can also use the column, the shaped column, the irregular column to draw, right? And also sometimes, for some of the wall decors, just now you see, the floating columns, you can borrow from the ceiling, right? Drawing something. So that's the borrowing logic. And finally, if really hard to find it, to create that, just use material component. Okay, you can exceed the limitation in editor, in floor, ceiling, wall editor. And also, if the construction is too complicated, custom modeling is also your choice. So this is the soul to advanced finish. Okay, junior, middle, advanced. So just pay attention the different using. Okay, and so something like this, you see, it's really hard even with more curved surface. How can we do it? This time, okay, you can't directly just using the so-called borrowing. Yeah, even you borrow, it's hard to do some of the construction drawings like this. What we need to do, what we need to do is only to go, okay, only to go with advanced tool custom modeling. All right. So this time, in order to show you, I just specially to draw some of the shape. And here is the French window. I just roughly put one. It's easy, but this side, maybe, for example, construction window, you need a special shape. For example, this, or uh, let's give more, yeah, this one, more standard. Okay, for example, here. Okay, so what will happen if I want to draw the arc ceiling connected with the walls? And even I had to dig the holes. So what you need to do, advanced tool in custom model in this tool. Yeah, this time you need to try to use your hands to generate, to build some of the models, or the, as what we said, actually constructions as well. So turn to this one. Okay, showing walls. If you want everything, showing the walls. Still the same. You see, actually, it shares the similar logic to material component, the custom modeling. You see, first, draw the rectangle. Every time, if you want to borrow the surface, you gotta draw out most of the thing. Most of the time, you need to draw out that, and then here, rectangle, to draw some of the section surface. For example, like this. This will be higher than the top of the dark window, but this one you can draw a thicker one, it's fine. And then here, delete this, okay, click this line using the bevel, it's also the chamfer, bevel 2D, and now move your mouse, chamfer radius, that's using like the 100 or 800, and the number of the edges, the phrase edges, the small edges, okay, small edges, you can put to 30. Yeah, the maximum is 60, but actually 30 is enough. It's due to your laptop's ability. Sometimes if you really create too much, maybe it's really slow to have the final outcome. And then you can draw, for example, just put using this push and pull, click and move. Put your mouse on the edge and then one click is enough. And now you can see we form out this basic, but that's only halfway, okay? Holding down Shift Control, double click, group them up, and then hide them away. Yeah, don't worry, we will have them back in display model. And now the second thing what we need to draw is here to have a better uh, cuttings, drawing out the cutting options. For example, use the endpoint to endpoint, okay, so that the up, endpoint, number 30 enough. Yeah, drawing a kind of construction, just similar is fine. And then using this endpoint to get full coverage. This one will be easy. Once you finish the section drawing of the window, the arch window, just push and then cutting this bread. Okay, we draw a bread and holding down shift button, group them, pushing and pull directly. We pull it like this. Okay, put it here. And now turn this back. Turn this continuous ceiling back. And then click off the hiding away. 1, 2. Now we have in total 2 models. This time using a kind of a function is called the subtract. Okay, in this one, subtract. First, you click this model that you want to disappear, but this one I want it to remain, to maintain. So click that first one that you don't want to see anymore, using this subtract to click the second one. And now you can have, you see, actually you have that special shape and it's specially built for this session, for this scenario. Okay, this is called the subtract. Okay, between models. One model can be minus by another. So just pay attention about this function. It will be really helpful. And also these kind of a very soft deckers. Yeah, sometimes some of you already asked them before. This time I will show you with one quick way. Yeah, because this scenario, most of them comes from the your asking questions daily in daily using. So I would like to show you to them to handle with that. For example, now it's time to draw. Okay, still door opening. Still the same logic. Anytime you want to use it, use any exist size, exist rectangle faces, you got to first place the biggest outer frame and then to put the elements inside and using the frame to do the drawing and then minus. So just pay attention about the logic. And height as well, for example, 2.6 meter. I just want it to be bigger. Okay, turn back. Advanced tool, custom modeling. Okay, and now drawing that first, give the back. Yeah, and the second, for example, using the reference line, or as my preference, I prefer to directly use the offset. Yeah, this will be the boundary. Okay, the boundary that for the decker, and just make it thinner. Okay, make it thicker than the section gap that you want. For example, 250, and then cut the line, cut the line. So you can delete, okay, and also push and pull, 240, or just 200. Yeah, 200 is enough. And then you can delete this one. If you want, you can use the 3D chamfer, but pay attention, chamfer is not using like this. This is only one line of the chamfer. Even you draw, it's not correct. So this will be different. Okay, will be that different because before that we need to draw out. We need to draw out a certain area. So holding down Shift button, using the bevel. And you see, actually, to transfer the entire radius is 700. So maximum 350. Okay, boundary. This one as well. Holding down Shift button, maximize, and push and pull 200. Yeah. Now what you need to do is to use the 3D bevel. Holding down Shift button, select the boundaries. This time you can ignore the warning. And the radius of the corner is automatically set as 100. And these similar edges, the face of the edges, you don't have to worry about that because we have the smooth transition. So once click the enter, you will see the nice chamfer. And then here again, redo the bell. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here, see. But after that, you see why we have a kind of a very so something like the duplicate surface or extra surface is because here in total we only get 200, right? Just now we already occupied 100. So if you don't want to delete the one tiny piece by another, my suggestion is to change 100 to 99 or 99.5. And now it will be better with that smooth. Okay, finally, just screw them up, give the paving, give the material here, and it's done. Okay, so just pay attention about how we use this. Okay, and also with the 2D and 3D chamfer, you can also draw around like that and then settle in this. Just pay attention about the faces, the edges. Settle to 60. Okay, set 60, and then you will have the construction like this. This as well. Okay, that will be more complicated ceilings. If you have time, yeah, you can try this. They are all included. Okay, just pay attention when to use the custom model. Is there some irregular shape that you really can't do it well? You can try this. Yeah, in material component, can we do this one? No. Can we do this one? Similar, but it's very rough. So my suggestion, directly use the custom modeling. It will do help for you. Okay, and something more with the uh, construction drawings, like the roofs. So maybe this kind of a roof, some of you might feel like, okay, how can we do that? Actually, with the custom modeling, it's kind of a really easy games. Yeah, and even sometimes you see here, this kind of a ceiling, you just need to directly draw one piece and then to do with the ring array. Use the ring array directly, you can have it. Kind of easy thinking. But before that, still we can borrow from the walls. Yeah. And also these are very standard and old style for the traditional European or the American, and even sometimes you can see in some modern design styles as well. That will all be some of the combination between ceiling editing and the customized light. So you can also use that. And this, yeah, for the beams is still the same. Yeah, if you want that, you can first think from the section surface. What you need to do is just directly to draw out Okay, using the model custom modeling is the best. You can directly to draw one of the shape and then to go with the array, right? Linear array, and finally draw a beam. It's easy. But of course, if you want, uh, I have one quick solution for you. You can use in construction. Actually, we have some parametric savings. And what you need to have is what you need to do is directly to put, see, you have different segments and then double click, remember, okay? Remember to double click. I just roughly bring you with that. Okay, double click, changing the material. Don't forget, okay, even double click different area, you have the different ways. See, model or private is up to your choice. And then finally, settle with the proper positions. And you have all the elements here, which means you don't have to draw. But just pay attention in order to have a proper entire viewing. I suggest when you put the elements here, please set the room height accordingly. For example, 600, 6,000, and fully cover that, and then you can put. Okay, just pay attention about the height. Yeah, this will be your solution of drawing that. And these also, maybe you just need to connect those spaces. And don't forget in our tool, we have this logic. I just show you something in order to let you have a better image. For example, you can use, it's too high here. Okay, so I just show you some. In order to draw some of the constructions like this one, using this polygon, drawing something. Let's say the radius gotta be 8 and here 1,200. So you can rotate, pushing, and you see actually we have the kind of offset. And even for this kind of offset, when you push up, when you move the surface, okay, the construction itself is connected. It's automatically can be handled with that. And what you need to do, maybe sometimes you need to click off the line. It will be much uh, fluent. Yeah, so just pay attention about this. And even for in our custom modeling, we support not only to change the position of the surface to connect, but also to rotate, even point, changing, it can be moved. Lines as well. Lines, points, in whatever it goes, you can also change. So custom modeling is with quite a lot of fun to have. Yeah. And like some more multi-pen rules, maybe if you want, you can also draw, but just don't forget the logic. You can borrow from one side. This is just now what we've seen. You just need to first draw the standard, very standard, and then change the angle and then move the surface. Even you don't have to move the point, and it's all connected. So actually it can be used as this kind of drawing, but this is the beyond limitation, okay? Because this fabric, we can't easily draw with the proper um, outfit. So my suggestion, use some third-party models, yeah, from 3ds or from SketchUp, it would be better. Overall, we are kind of tool that can help to, in general, to give a proper design scenario. But if you feel like it's really hard to do that, You can use the sum of the third-party elements to put. This will be the same. Actually, for the windows, you can also draw, and even if you want, you can just try to dig the hole by using the 3D subtract, right? And then you just need to draw the two column and then to cut. Yeah. Sometimes if you want, you can draw the rectangle and push and pull and then delete the surface. It's still the same logic, right? So hope that this will do some help for you. Maybe some of the scenario you feel like it's hard before, after today's learning, it will be easier. You see here, especially this kind of a construction. Just draw the main body and then use the subtract, okay, cutting some of the surface, and it's fine. Yeah, don't feel like it's really hard to, because we have this kind of function. Drumming, I think most of the time you'd better use some of the models. It's better. But of course, in our tool, if you really want, we can draw some basic. It's not that precise, but we can do it. Okay, and finally, some glass block wall. Sometimes I heard quite a few of you saying that you want this. Actually, just directly to search in our public library glass block. You can have this element. It already exists model, and continue with this one. You just need to draw, right? You draw that section and push and pull, and finally duplicate or do the array. In our tools, we do have that thing, right? Drawing that quite easy, right? 400, 400, and then try to cut with the circle. If you can't find the center part, don't worry, reference lines will help you. Yeah. Circle, drawing out, controlling different the dimensions, and then drawing out. Oh, sorry, I want a smooth. Yeah, this one, 60, 150. Yeah, and then it's fine. Delete the center. You have the thing, and also click, holding down Shift button, double click, group them. Now you can use it, or you want scale. Yeah, smaller, bigger, whatever you want, and then linear array. Yeah, if you know how to use in the ceiling to put the aluminum product, this would be helpful. And also the same continually with the different. See, and break them. You can delete whatever you want. So kind of game, kind of fun, right? Just try yours. Okay. Something related to the open ceiling, the pipe ceilings. You just need to search in the public area, search in the public catalog. So you just need to put the models there. It's fine. Yeah. You directly search in the ceiling, the pipe, PIP, the pipe. Yeah. And to put, drag the boundary, set the thickness, and don't forget to put the beams and then the pavings on the bottom of the ceiling. And then it's fine, right? And I think for the most, you already try, you already know that information about some uh, complicated or advanced finishings. So now let's have our last topic for today. We have some of the requirements, especially on the in the ceramic or tile industry. Okay, namely that they have this irregular paving requirement and they don't know how to upload. So today I would like to show you, but the previous the conditions, okay, some preset conditions. First, you gotta be the admin account, or you have the role as the product manager. Then you can have the authorization to access to the tool, the function, what we call the parametric paving editor. And actually, for irregular paving, we separate this logic into two parts. Okay, irregular paving. First is irregular because the shape, okay, shape irregular, okay. And the second, what is the paving? Paving, it means actually it do to have some regulation, some rules. It's not the thing that we talk about. We just randomly to put to this. Okay, this kind of a scenario, including some of you already said. For example, if we can use this to as the irregular paving, okay, this is irregular. And there's no such a thing called the paving with the random rules. Okay, if there's random paving, there's no regulations, it cannot be said as the paving. What you need to do is just turn to our tool, turn to the editing, whatever you go in material on the, I don't care, in the folder or the editor, for the editors, you do it. Okay, the paving editor, see, edit paving, and then use the free paving, not type paving. So click and yeah, cut that, cut with the different shape, irregular shape. Okay, and then to use. Okay, to duplicate, to rotate, right? And that's what we talk about. Okay, this is the very precise and the normal one. But what if you want with this? Yeah, this is irregular, but it is with the rules, with different, even with the combinations. So today we'll talk about this with the parametric pavings. Okay, in total, we have actually three steps for this paving. The first is the file uploading. Yeah, this time we are not only talked about the material of the tiles itself, but also the boundaries where we need to control with the, let's say, CAD file. For example, you have the irregular shape. And then we use this kind of a shape to do the edit paving methods. Maybe sometimes you might feel it hard because we have to write some formula to control or to set as the replacement. Yeah, I will soon talk about this. And also today we will talk about some more complicated with the angles changing, with the lines changing, shape changing. No, we just let you know the the basic and the simple way to do this changing. Okay, to do this kind of control. This is edit paving method, the step two. And then the third and the last is the in storage and use. Okay, don't forget. Okay, everything, every time you finish the writing, is not the end. You need to get it installed. So let's get started. For example, actually in this kind of, in this my account, I already settled some. I can first show you. Okay, let me turn to one of your just the standard. Okay, let me get a refresh. Oh, so for example, the paving, you see, I already prepared. Today we will talk about these two. Okay, if you ever finish the paving in editing in your enterprise catalog, you will have that. For example, these are the singles. This is the single pavings. And actually, if you want to make it continue, you can have the background. right? And also this, they are all continued with the paving. And if you want, you can also change the material, okay, with your preference as well. Yeah, if you have, for example, this is one independent. So actually you can have the different elements. You can either use background as the entire paving or using this combination. So here, let me show you how to use it. So first, we just leave this case, okay? We turn to this workspace and enterprise catalog. Most of the time enterprise, okay? In personal, you hardly define the assets that's not there. It's only texture. Texture is just about the basic material on the like the furnishings, like on the sofa, different decors, models. But for the paving is here. Enterprise catalog in normal product, we got paving. Okay. In paving, you use the new paving, and then some of you, okay, some of your account may not have create the parametric paving. This is the parametric paving editor. Yeah, some of you, if you don't have, you can ask ask our CSC team, our operation teammate will help you to have a kind of access, okay? But it's only for admin account or the product manager account. Yeah, create this one. And if you want to have this kind of a combination, these kind of combinations, you got to first prepare with the new paving. Yeah, new paving, but with the irregular paving uploading. Irregular, okay? The shape is not precise, it is not a very standard with the special requirement. You can upload. And here, I have the preparation for you. First, of course, your basic, okay, basic uh, uh, the material for, let's say, for tiles, right? And the second is the shape. Here I have a different shape. So I will open one for you to check, okay? Just helping you to know what exactly it is. Yeah, this is for the feather. Hope you can see. Wait a minute. Yeah, you see? This is that, okay? The irregular shape as the tiles. And just pay attention, you need all these elements filled up. And also pay attention about this. If you want to continually, all these elements continually, try to cover, to duplicate those curved line, this one to here, this one to here. Then you can have a continuous section faces. Otherwise, if it is not continuous, we will have a very big gap. Yeah, yeah. Try to limit the gap will to help for you. So just pay attention about that. And also don't forget our size restrictions here. Yeah, let's say here is 100 times 200 millimeter. And also with the different ratios, keep the same ratios if you really want a big one. Yeah, before you use the element, you got to make sure all this, okay, this size with the precise numbers, okay? Okay, and then also here tie in tie out is actually this. Yeah. So let me first show you the single. Okay, without the combination, only one single pieces. How can we do that? Uploading the irregular paving, and let me show you. For example, upload and give the name. Let's say the green tile demo. Okay, and dimension settle as the as the size 100, 200. Yeah, but if you don't set here, it's okay because later we have the shape. And gap color default setting, white or black or gray, it's up to your choice. Gap width, same with the choice. But of course, you can set as the preference. And here, shape, edit the shape. You have this kind of a prepare shape is not what we want. We still use the customize, and you can see upload the CAD file. This time, leave. Okay. And then if you want, you can keep the original size. It will maximize that. And if you just want some certain areas, you can using this. Okay, this zoom in, zoom out to select. Okay, this time I just use the entire and then save. Okay. So maybe there will be a little gap between that. If you want, you can just delete that. You see, it's a tiny difference, but it's okay. It's fine. Later we will have some really precise adjustment using the input text box. Yeah, and then we can use the material catalog. For example, we turn to the ceramics. Ceramic tiles. Okay, and catalog is the actually your product catalog. You can select whatever you want. If don't select, it's fine. And you can preview. And now it's the shape. And you can save. So here, submit. And then you just need to wait for the result. And this only the first step. Okay, this only the first step. We prepare some irregular shape. It's not paving, still only the irregular shape. And then turn to paving, new paving, create the parametric paving. Okay, and this time this is the paving editor. Okay, paving editor. From the left, we can select from what we've done just now, the update uploadings, say green tile demo here, and also you have the material changing. This most of the time from the public, most of the time public, yeah, enterprise is here. And the first is the something related to, just don't take it as the mathematics. Actually, I think this is just some controllings. So the controlling numbers. For example, if you turn to here I show you, if you turn to any paving methods from the system preset, you can see, let's take for example, any paving method. These are the paving method, right? It's already written there and it's preset. And once you put that, okay, click onto it. Can you see? Actually, it has some type in, let's say like the gap, like the customs, and the different size as well. And for the different combinations, you see, we can also control the numbers. So they are all those elements that can be controlled. Okay, the index, parametric index. So still, we also can write it down here. And what we need to do, the easiest logic first, since we already upload here, the size is 100 times 200, around that, okay? So just click and put. If it is very small, don't worry, okay? You can first click empty area. We have this reference line setting. Let's turn to 100. Height as well, 100. Okay, and then you can zoom in to see the detail. Once you put it here, randomly put in the position, you have the location. Yeah, and then what you need to do, of course, put at the starting point. Yeah, and then you can have you can have this very important function. It's called a convert to paving method. Now it's only one, right? And now we can convert to paving method. If you want here material processing, yes or no, you can also change. But this time here is for very special changing. You know, you can set into different. Even here we can also using like the triangle calculations. So here first, because it's special in our irregular, our pointed cuttings. So click that and then convert to our own paving method. That thing you're seeing just now is the preset. Now we officially want to set them. Just once convert, click, okay, click this sample, and then you will have this paving method setting, and you can see you can see here the direction. This one, U direction, is the horizontal, and vertical here to the top. And also we have the starting point control and then control the gap, but they are all undefined. So what we need to do, see here, first, we have to control this element parametric, okay? Give the parameters. First, you can give a name to, for example, let's say if you want to control the size or to control the element, you can give a length. Reference names is just the index that refers to this one. And the numerical types, number or material or color. Okay, this one related to complicated controlling of the brick. That sometimes the brick is conflict with the border, it will automatically avoid. So pay attention. This is the volume parameter. Later, this belongs to the advanced and complicated using. We ignore that. Yeah, today we use some basic. Let's say the reference name, giving the name like 100 or 200. You can set up the current value. Okay, and then another, for example, give a name, still the size. Okay, for example, the size you can mark it as let's say gap. Reference G, number, this is the thickness. For example, current value 2 or 4. It's up to your choice. Okay, still the number. Say, and turn it more. For example, material. Reference M. And this is of course not number, the material. And current value you can set out to, for example, the public, to enterprise, to the thing that you want. And for example, appoint it as some certain index. You can click and say, if have multi-brick, you can use more elements, at least 2. Okay, this time only 1. You can select yours, and then save. And don't forget, finally, we also have another index called the, for example, the gap color, reference to this. Yeah, just don't use C or G, because don't use that G because it's already occupied. So this time, this is pure color. So click color. Okay, current value, black, white, your preference, and then click save. Now we have the status. And then if you want this to get duplicate, for example, okay, this one, the axis offset, if you want only the precise number, here this is 100 times 200. So if you just type in 100 offset, it's only rounding 1 to the next. Okay, why? No change, 0. And positive quantity means if you wanted to continue, you can see here they are all continued. Yeah, this is only 100. Yeah. Sometimes if you want to changing the size, for example, some of the bricks, if you want to change in the size, and then here you can using, for example, the letter L represent the length and also control. And what will happen if you add up 1 or add up 2? It means it contains the gap. See? So this is some very easy formula you can control. Yeah, the process without the gap. Okay. And the reverse quantity, of course, on this way, if you want, okay, unlimited as well. So here we can have the result, okay, 100 or L, because it's equal. Yeah, it's due to your selection if you really want to have the size to changing, or I just want to fix the 100, then that nothing changed. It's also fine. And also continually here, I just use number first, okay, in order to let you know better. And then V direction, yeah, this one still, if 0 in axis, no change. Y 200, and then unlimited. Check. What will happen? See. Wait a minute. Let me refresh again. Yeah. I think I need to control a bit of the size. Maybe it's too big for that. A 1,000, 8,000. Hope that this time will be fine. This one green. $2,000. Maybe duplicate more and then it change. Okay. Number 100, column value. Second one, gap. Number 2. And get more. Number, name with the, let's say, what's that? Material. Material. Select your uploadings. Of course, you can select the catalog. Yeah, it can be changed. And then get color. Okay. And click convert to paving. Now 100. If number is just fixed, yeah, it's just fixed. If you get some, for example, the index, parametric index, and it will change accordingly. Unlimited. And then just by the way, if you want to see really precise, you can click here. We got this gap. Remember the gap. This one, if you type in G, get color. Actually, it means this one. You can type in the paving editing. Yeah, in your tool using, you can type in the number. For example, I want 3.5, I want 4, I want whatever it goes. Yeah, even you settle here, let's say 20, can you see the difference? See, immediately you can have that result. So this is easy to understand. And then now that vertical, for example, here, if you provide 200, here, unlimited, you see, it's on the top, but still we have a shell here, right? I want it to be go a little bit more, maybe move half a bit. So in the V direction, the vertical direction, if I can put just 100. Is it okay? You can check about if it is okay to have in the offset or here as well, right? You can control. Yeah, I wanted to get, for example, the movement on the vertical moving here, right? If it's not 100, half of 150, see, and then changing the height, for example, move down a bit. Yeah, actually you don't have to, for example, on the vertical, you don't have to go that far, 170. See, actually, as a matter of fact, you can specifically calculate, or it's due to your previous, the original setting of the number. But just pay attention, if you click too much, you will have the conflict and it's unable to have the saving because it's arrow. So just pay attention about that. For example, 156. Yeah. Approximately, you can have that result in 152 or 3, I think. 151, 152. That would be my guess. Now it's fine. It's the duplicate. And once you click the empty area to see if it is suitable, actually from a calculating, still I think I remember there would be a kind of yeah, index regarding like the two numericals, 51.9. Yeah, around that. So finally, you can directly to use like this. Okay, if you can draw more precise, you can use that. And finally, you get a preview. Of course, if you change to the different numbers, let's say if you want to change the size and then you want to go with accordingly, you can't just simply put the hundreds. You need to have the index. Let's say the L length, and then once you change that, it's also going with that. Yeah, the same here, index. And more conflict, you see, we get cosine, sine, tangent, and here, well, that will be quite a big formula to calculate. It's due to your requirement. For example, if you want the size to be changing accordingly, or even you got the sine theta to change the different the angles. Yeah, so that's also the parametric relies on. And this time you see actually you can create, after you finish that element, you can create a demo sample. Let's say here give one. Yeah, and then you can create with the different dimension of text. For example, you can directly to mark out to tell your clients or your teammates that actually this size equals to, let's say, 100 in fixed. Okay, for example, you can type in numbers, okay, fixed, and then also dimension here to change or to go with the exact number that you want. The entire is 200, yeah, or more you can have. And after click finish, there will be the effect that can be seen in the product in the paving method. And after you finish all this, file, save. Save with the name, with demo. Okay, save. And don't forget, this is not finished. Not finished. You only save in the storage. Yeah. Now you only save in your backstage. In your backstage. Paving, parametric paving. See, it's writing waiting for storage. What you need to do is click and then pay attention here. Yeah, install. Okay. Now you can see the result. Don't forget this is very important. Okay. Click, set to install. Okay. That's the third step. So that's why actually we have a three step via upload, add the payment method, and the install to use. Okay. If you have more, for example, more elements to combine, you can also create. Okay, I'll show you. For example, you can also create some more elements to combine, and it's also can be duplicate WTC with the standard. Yeah, and you see, you can have the combination. And also what will cost if you want everything, for example, combine this and this. It's the same logic. Yeah, but what you need to do is just to upload twice with that element and settle them with the different combinations. First one and move as well. To put and to go. And they are different, and also even with the size they are different. You see, actually it's connected surface. What you need to do is just to settle, let's say 200, sorry, 160, I think, yes. Remember it's 160, and here is also it's 40, yes, correct. And then you can just convert to paving methods and then duplicate with the same distance, with the same exact the positions, and then it's fine. The same logic. Yeah, you can duplicate that. So I think it's a good way to let you have the outcome. But if you consider more, maybe more complicated paving methods, you need to consider the size, you need to consider the different calculation formulas, then you need to use this one. Yeah. So it's really, really complicated. But actually don't get worried because for the further using, you will have a chance. But for today, because due to the time, I think it's quite enough, a lot of content for today. So I just want you to know how to use this, okay, in order to use freely in your future work. Yeah. Well, after that, what you need to do is just click and put the same. You just need to draw, for example, the center, the precise area, and then to click to put, click to put. And what you can control now, like length, gap, right? Changing gaps, changing the color. Just now you set. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Also with the different changing the directions as well. Yeah. And even the starting point, settle with the proper point, and it's fine. Okay, so I think that will be enough for today. So if you want, you can try for today's learning, and some of the vendors will be better for your practice. Okay, so I think that's all for today. And if you have more like the comments, questions, or you want to ask, you can also leave the message. Okay, if not, I think that's all for today. Hoping you can enjoy some more advanced skills and try to do your work. Yeah, sometimes I think it will be helpful to solve at least some of your concerns and then your questions. And hope we can see in the future. Thank you and bye bye.